What's up, guys? Just getting back to you with a review on my Team C T8e version 3. And also we'll touch on the Turnigy Trackstar 150 amp censored speed control and the 2400 kV censored brushless motor that I purchased from Hobby King. Got this kit from my local hobby shop over here in Idaho, from Lose RC Speed and Crawl. This kit went together super nice. I mean, the directions were really easy to follow. I mean, well, I say that being someone who's built RCs before. The kit's directions in some spots are a little bit vague, but if you have any kind of common sense of how to put something like this together, you're going to be just fine. First off, the thing handles beautifully. We've got a pretty smooth hard pack track that we run this on, and first day out, it seriously impressed me. I'm used to my associated stuff, which has super steering, really fast steering, really responsive, and tracks straight and all that. And this kit did not let me down as far as that goes. It just handles great. It jumps great. The instructions that come with the kit, they give you this oil. This is actually it right here. They say it's silicone oil, a 450 number, whatever weight this is. It's probably like 27 something. I don't know. A little bit too light for what I thought. So I went with, I think 30 in the front and 35 in the rear. Nope, switch that around. 35 in the front and 30 in the rear. And the kit's differential fluids, I went with those. I think it's 2, oh man, I think it's 2, 5, and 3, maybe? No, 2, 5, and 5. That's what it was, 2, 5, and 5. I went with those, and it's awesome. You really don't need to mess with that, at least not right off the get-go. It's a great starting point. Other than the shock fluid being kind of weird, whatever, they don't give you a number of what viscosity that is, or at least not what we're used to. It was great. Everything went together super smooth. You can tell I've been racing it a bit, got some wear going on it. Dug up some of the A-arms. These A-arms are nice and beefy. They are really strong. You get the same 8-scale durability as you will get out of a low C or an associated. You have the same durability here. The shocks built up super nice. They are bladder shocks. They are really smooth. This thing just seems to suck up the terrain. Whether it's rough or smooth, the buggy just accelerates on all aspects. Like I said, it's just really impressed me. It handles so nice. It's not as twitchy as what my associated, like my RCAT is, or even my 10 scale stuff. It's not as twitchy as that in the steering. It's a lot more tame, but it still has all the steering. And add in the simplicity of driving it, just makes it to be a super fast buggy. I've had a couple guys at the track run it, and they're impressed with it. It's just smooth, man. And I mean, it's super quiet too. It's got a plastic, oops, sorry, bumped the camera there. It's got a plastic spur gear in there, and it comes with the 16-tooth pinion, which with my 2400 kV motor is probably a bit overkill. I don't need as big of a pinion. I probably shouldn't have gotten this big of a high of a kV motor, but I mean, you guys, it's just, I've got videos up on it. It's just fast. I mean, you squirt it in front of jumps, and the thing it just moves. It goes. Totally happy about it. The power system I've gotten here Turnigy Trackstar, 150 amps censored. Give you a little, if I can get you kind of closer to it. It sits up on top of this tray, which I was a little questionable about. Looks like it's actually coming a little bit loose on here. I probably got to redo that, but it sits up there, and honestly, you don't even know it when you're driving. You can't feel that thing up there. And with the having two 2S saddle packs in there, it's so evenly balanced, left to right, front to back. It's just great. In the air, the thing is great. But anyways, going back to the speed control and the motor, very, very impressed. It's got a ton of power. It's really smooth. The brakes are really strong, and I actually I have to turn them down even more. I've turned them down a little bit, but you can adjust the initial brake input and your maximum brake input. I've got to turn down the initial because in the air it just corrects so fast, and I'd like it to be a little bit slower. But coming into corners and going down straights, the brake is nice and smooth. It's just that initial when it's in the air and has no no resistance on the tires. It just moves the buggy a little bit too much for my liking anyways. But gobs of power out of the ESC. I'm only running this on 4S, and it's been about between 40 and 50 degrees when I've been running this, outside temperature, and the highest I've gotten is 93 degrees on this speed control. So yes, it's cool outdoor temperatures, but the speed control is not even coming close to getting hot. And same with the motor. I don't think I've gone over 114 degrees on the motor. So yes, it's cold outside, but it's staying really, really cool. I don't think I'm going to come... I like to keep my electronics under 160 degrees, and I don't think I'm going to come close to that even in the summer when running this thing. What else? One thing that's kind of a pain on this kit is they don't give you a lot of room for the motor here. And as you could see, there's barely any room between the steering post and the end of this motor. And this is a lot shorter than my Castle motor. Just for example, here's a Castle about up to that plate, and that thing is well into the steering on this buggy. So you will not be able to run a Castle system on this. In the description, I'll try to put the length of the can motor here and maximum up till you hit the steering post. But with the censored, in order to match up with the bolt pattern for the motor mount, I had to turn the front plate just to get it so I can pitch this off to the side and still match up here. Was able to get the wires soldered in really nice and neat. It's on an angle, yes, but again, that keeps my sensor wire off to the side, so I don't have anything rubbing on that. Nothing is near any drivetrain. Was able to keep that nice and neat. And yeah, so that was good. The servo I have in here, this is a Solar, which is from Hobby Parts. It's a Solar, not a Solar, it's an EXI. That might be made by the company Solar. I'm not 100% positive on that. But, sorry, just trying to center it here. It's only 110 inch-ounces of torque at a transit time of 0.10. It's pretty fast, it's quick, it doesn't have a lot of power, but it honestly does a really good job turning the wheels in this buggy. It wants to turn so easily. I'm gonna try to get a little bit more on power turning out of it. Might have to mess with some differential fluids, or I'm just gonna have to alter my driving style, because again, I'm used to Associated stuff, and they have tons of steering on them. Just a little bit more on power I'd like to have. Don't really want to risk too much off power. So again, like I said, I might be at the best of where I'm going to get with this, but we'll have to see. Maybe mess with some camber settings up front. But from the build specs on your turnbuckles, really only had to adjust my camber a little bit. I went -2 in the rear and -1 in the front. Thing rips, flat out rips. I'm gonna get an aluminum steering servo oh my god, brain fart. Yeah, whatever, aluminum steering servo, bracket, whatever. I don't know, I'm drawing a brain fart on that, but I'm gonna get an aluminum one of these. I'm probably gonna go with a Savox servo that's over 200 inch ounce and maybe down to 0.8 or 0.08 transit time. See what I could do to kind of speed that up, get a little more power out of it. The drivetrain, very smooth, very smooth. The diffs when I first built it were a little bit bindy, but I ran one pack through it, and the diffs are just smooth. All of them are. The middle, the front, rear, they're just super smooth, really nice. What else can I tell you? I was a little leery about how much play there is on the turnbuckles. You know, they're a little bit loose, a little bit of slop, but you don't feel it on the track at all. So that was great. That got rid of that. As far as how close the battery is on the spur gear, yeah, it's close. I mean, there's not a lot of room, but this is better than the version 2 kit only because it gives you a few millimeters more. And even on the spur gear side, it's just giving you a little bit more space, and you're probably not going to have to cut your motor shaft. So that's nice. It does put you up into here a lot closer, but you know, I think if you're running a censored system, you probably won't run into that. Castle cans they're pretty long. But that's it. I've already posted up some running video of this thing. I want to try to get it in some competition with some other guys. Hopefully, maybe 2 other guys might be buying the same kit, electric. We're going to have a nitro kit of the Team C, just the nitro version. We've got a Truggy Team C. We're going to try to get a bunch of these. I want to try to get a lot more running footage and post it up from Lou's RC Speed and Crawl out here in Pocatello, Idaho. Track is awesome, and this thing is killing it on it. I love it. All right, guys, so if you have any doubts on this kit, as far as durability, I've put about 15 packs through it, and everything is still nice and tight. I mean, I've tumbled this thing, cartwheeled this thing. You can see I've got some nicks in, you know, the A-arms and stuff, some good sized gouges. I've broken the pipe going on the outside of the track, literally crashed into it and just blew it apart. No problems with durability. This thing is super strong. It's just as strong as anything else you're going to get out there. Like I said, low C associated. It's right up there. The build is right up there with all of them. The price is like, I got this for just about $315 plus tax. That is so much cheaper than anybody else you're going to find out there. So guys, if you're looking for a budget build RC 1/8 scale buggy, I mean, I would go with it. The motor system, this is 143 from Hobby King. So, I mean, for a budget guy, which that's where I am right now, this kit is awesome. Don't hesitate on it. Pull the trigger. You will totally be happy with it. All right, guys, so that's my review on the Team C T8e V3 and the Hobby King Turnigy Trackstar 150 amp censored ESC and 2400 kV brushless motor censored. All right, guys, have a good one. Please like, share, subscribe, whatever you got to do. Helps me out, keeps me going on wanting to put up these videos and gets the word out. I would love to spread the word on this kit. There's not too many videos. I want to get it out there. This is a great kit for the money. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Bye.